I mean, the business changed so much in the 90s from, you just kind of across the board. The NWO, were they really heels? I mean, me and you could give 10 examples. I mean, Stone Cold Steve Austin was maybe the picture perfect because kind of up until this point, baby faces were, white tights, white boots, smiling, everything. And Steve was kind of the anti-authority, flip the bird off, flip the boss off. So just kind of the business had changed. It was also that we've documented, and as we sit here in 2023, you can really look back and with clarity and look at the golden age of cable television and the wars, we'll call them nitro. Technology wasn't where it as is it at today. So some folks literally had two TVs and then the remote and flip back and forth, all that kind of stuff. So the business changed in a lot of ways. And why I say that is most of the time, logical thinking is you build a hair match and that's the blow off. And both opponents kind of go their separate ways for the most part. In a lot of ways, we kind of use this to just it kicked off the story in a lot of ways that he pissed me off. He got my head shaved, and I was all for not just continuing, but take this thing to another level. And we're going to get into kind of the repackage because Tennessee Lee, those days were behind me, and Southern Justice because there was. You go back to the Attitude Era and all the factions, the Bariquas, DX, Nation. I mean, we could go on. And so the kind of the faction that we were headed down that I think could have been, had it not been for the injury, could have been really successful. But, fate didn't have it. But I don't get too far in front of the story. But Conrad, I was all in. I work with Sean Waltman every night of the week, but storyline, it was just kind of getting things started.
The next week, you take on Edge on another Raw Saturday night, and this time you have Southern Justice at ringside with you. And eventually, you grab the guitar, nail Edge. That's the DQ. Talk to me about the guitar. I mean, we know that once before, when you were here in the WWF, you nailed Ahmed Johnson with a guitar, but it's going to become a much more regular part of your presentation in this era. Was that also strategic? Like, hey, I'm going to have gimmick guitars with words on the outside, and I'm going to shave my head. I mean, it's a whole new look. You're in short tights, and I mean, it's a totally different presentation. This is all intentional, no?
Oh, for sure. And I mean, down to we were going to shoot vignettes, and we did shoot some vignettes. But I wore the shirt today in honor of it, Conrad, because as I was reading the notes last night, and I said, I think I've got that shirt. I'm going to pull it out, which was the pivot of my shirt says, "Don't tick me off." That is the PG version that the action figures had to be, and it was one of those things that as you look back on, and you're going, okay. It's the Attitude Era, but boy, you talk about really softening. It was like maybe the worst thing that you could do, if you will, in the Attitude Era. It's a censor. It's like, oh, okay, so now you can't say it. But USA Network, cable, you could not say piss. So Don't Piss Me Off didn't completely pass all the standards and practices. But the vignettes, the guitar, obviously the short hair, the attitude, the catchphrase, all that was a part of the direction we were going. That, I mean, right as we were kind of forming all this, we're going to lose the hair, which I thought was cool to have a hair match in the garden. But that's kind of the launching point to go into vignettes and attitude and storylines and finishes and everything that went with it. It was the new Jeff Jarrett, if you will.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, with the benefit of hindsight, knowing what you know now, it's not advertiser friendly. It's not network friendly. It's not licensee friendly. Would you have not done Don't Piss Me Off and gone a different direction? I know it's the Attitude Era, so we like that. But at the same time, I'm just wondering, do you think there could have been more money in softening it up?
Game, set, match. It's that simple. Yeah. I mean, me and you had this conversation last week. You want to be right or you want to make money?
Yes.
A wise man from Alabama has taught me that, ingrained it in my brain. The beautiful analogy that you gave of your,
That was all fair, by the way.
I know.
Okay. Just saying, you said that like they knew what the hell I was talking about, but
Oh well,
all good. Hey, we're allowed to talk when we're not recording, Jeff.
I know.
That is
The
technically
whole lesson, and we like to kind of
Yeah.
give life lessons or wrestle lessons or attempt to. We suggest them. We throw them out there.
Yeah.
Folks, there's a lot of times in life that you can be right or you can, it's not just about making money. You can be right or you can, I don't know. What's some other words we can put in there as opposed to money?
Well, listen, you always say goal alignment. And so sometimes we get stuck on these little hills we decide we want to die on. But every decision in life brings you one step closer to a goal or one step further away. And you got to think about what that end goal is and not lose your focus along the way.
There you go.
And sometimes you get so deep in the forest, you can't see the forest for all the trees. And you start to make short-term decisions. And in hindsight, don't piss me off feels like a short-term decision. Because it does feel like something that would be natural that you would say, and it sounds cool in a promo and it's edgy. But can I put it on an action figure?
Yeah.
I'm gonna want to run a break around me. Is this going to keep me from getting like it doesn't necessarily make you more money. It's cool.
Oh, but no, and that is something in the education of my own personal standards and practices. Like fast forward a year from this time when I went to the Slap Nuts.
Yes.
And they called me in Detroit really early. And I said, whoa. Let's get this out on the table. Is this a concern? They're like, yes, it's a concern. Explain to me, Jeff, what a slap nut is. And I said, okay, it's real simple. Once you kind of explain it, it passed their test. I said, okay, this can be monetized. I didn't actually think those words, but I thought, okay, we can use this coming off of, and that was something that Russo didn't think of, Ed Farrar didn't think of. I'm even going to say no one in the creative circle, to my knowledge, threw a red flag. It was, oh, wait a minute, maybe a Kevin Dunn or maybe somebody told Kevin or USA Network. It was, we were already, the toothpaste was out of the tube, so to speak, Conrad. And then you start hearing the licensee. It wasn't, I don't think it was completely thought through, and I'll take responsibility as my character. But as a talent, that was a lesson learned for Jeff for sure, Conrad.
Well, I think said differently, it's a difference in seeing the big picture or playing small ball.
Yep.
And if you're really focused on what you're doing and what's best for your character, and we really double down on that, then hell yeah, don't piss me off works. But if we can step back a little bit, see the macro vision, maybe we could have softened it up. Maybe that would have made more money and made more sense and been better for the overall brand. But it is what it is. It was the Attitude Era and when in Rome.